As the holidays come to an end, it seems like a lot of people are coming down with some kind of illness, and wait times at urgent care centers all across our area are only getting worse.
So the question is, how can you protect yourself from the cold and flu? Right now, we are joined by Dr. Joe Chow, the president of Western New York Immediate Care. Dr. Chow, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So what are you seeing? Here we are after the holidays. What are you seeing at immediate care centers across Western New York?
Well, respiratory season, as you mentioned, is really in full swing right now. We're seeing a mixed bag of a lot of illness, really with flu leading the way. We're still seeing COVID, still seeing strep throat, some pneumonias, RSV. So really a mixed bag, but we're really seeing quite a bit of flu really infiltrating this area.
Dr. Chow, we also have to realize the timing of all of this. New Year's Eve, when many people were out gallivanting around, of course, was only on, Sunday into Monday, and then Monday, New Year's Day. Is the expectation that the numbers that you guys are seeing now are going to get worse in the next couple of weeks?
We think so. We actually saw an increase over the past month, likely stemming from Thanksgiving. And so we've seen that steady increase. And really, it's been following the past respiratory seasons where December tends to get worse, January could get worse. With everybody getting together with the recent holidays, we do expect there's going to be a spike within the next week to two. So absolutely, you're right. We think the numbers will continue to climb.
So you're talking about these trends in the spike, and especially when it comes to the flu, would you say this is typical for this time of year, or is that trend kind of higher than usual?
So there's been several seasons where the flu season hasn't been normal. This year feels like it's back to what a normal flu season would be. Currently in this area, we are at a high rate of flu. Again, not unexpected from years past. But in addition, we also have other what's called influenza-like illnesses, which can be COVID or other viruses that can still cause a lot of the same fever, body aches, headache, fatigue, runny nose, sore throat. A lot of these illnesses can really look fairly similar.
Are we seeing any increase in terms of the severity of some of these diseases? The reason I ask is I have children in high school. I know a number of their friends, they get RSV and then they're having pneumonia or what have you. Are you seeing a severity difference in terms of compared to past years?
So it depends on the patient and their status, their health status. Some patients who may have immunocompromised state may have respiratory issues. We see that these illnesses tend to hit them a bit harder. This year's the season's COVID strain seems to be about on par with the past, as not as severe as the original one, so that's good news. But they do seem to be transmitted easier, and so we're seeing the spike also in COVID. We do see quite a bit of patients who are sick, but and in that term, there are a lot of patients who will get over these illnesses fairly well.
So talking about the uptick, as far as wait time goes, I'd imagine if a lot of people are sick, they may be waiting a while, right? If someone is at home watching, are thinking they need to go to immediate care or urgent care center, about how long do they typically have to wait for?
So we try to get our patients in and out under an hour. Certainly as the volume goes up, as the potential complexity of patients also go up. Again, many of the patients that we see are fairly sick and may have difficulty breathing, may not be getting enough fluids. These patients, we take our time and make sure they get the proper care. As I mentioned before, it can be hard to differentiate between COVID, flu, and other viruses or even bacteria. And so we find that we may be running more tests and even x-rays. So running more tests and x-rays will increase your wait time, but we want to make sure we take care of patients as quickly, but also do it in a high-quality manner.
Dr. Chow, you have been nice enough to give our staff here at Channel 4 vaccinations in the past. I'm wondering, it's obviously not too late to get that vaccination for whatever may ail you in the next couple of months, right?
You're exactly right. There's no bad time to get your vaccination. So even if you haven't had your flu shot, if you hadn't had a COVID booster, it's still not too late. Go ahead and get them.
Wonderful. Dr. Joe Chow, that is all the time we have this afternoon. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.